Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the next episode of Purposely. This is the third episode I've done today. So we've done a few back to back, but I'm really excited to introduce you to Megan and Lucy from Big Sisterhood. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hello, everyone.
Amazing. So you guys are doing some pretty cool work. You're dance teachers and you've created this amazing organization movement. I don't know what you're going to call it, but I'm sure you'll explain it to me.
Called, sometimes label it too.
Yes, called Big Sisterhood. So tell us all about, well, first of all, how did you guys meet?
On stage, practically.
Yeah, on stage, dancing in Brazilian costumes.
Yeah. we met, I reckon, maybe 12, 13, 14 years ago.
Yeah.
Through the dance industry. I think we initially met through the Latin show.
Yeah.
So we were both samba, salsa dancers, and we danced in the same group together, and then we just sort of stayed in the same circles, the commercial dance world, the hip hop dance world, just basically the dance industry, the professional dance industry. We knew each other just not really well, but we knew. We were friends and whatnot, and colleagues, and we sort of got a lot closer yeah, 4 or 5 years ago. And then, which is where our little baby was born, really.
Yeah, your first baby, Megan.
Yeah.
Yes. And then another two.
Because you also have another baby, a brand new, or not brand new, a 1-year-old baby that's asleep. So we're praying that he stays asleep. But anyway, so tell us about the Big Sisterhood and how that came to pass, because it's an amazing organization that's doing awesome work. So why did you decide to start Big Sisterhood?
We were both working. Megan and I have both been working in schools for a really long time as dance teachers, outside of working professionally, and we've both been teaching probably for over 15 years each. And we both just found that we were teaching, and we found that we had a real platform with teenage girls particularly to connect with them, and basically be real role models for them. We were noticing when we were teaching that the girls were really gravitating towards us. They wanted to know lots about us. They were kind of hanging on every word we said. A lot of teachers would come and kind of compliment us and commend us on how we would connect with them and sort of our candid way of speaking.
And we could talk to them about stuff that teachers probably can't cross that line with sometimes. One, because of red tape, and two, the students might not just see the teacher like that. Coming in our Converse runners and
trackies, and we're dressed cool, they were immediately like, "Oh, well, you get it.
I'll tell you all my secrets."
Yeah. And we did it. We were doing a gig for something else one day, and we were wasting time. To be honest, we were supposed to be doing a dance workshop, and
it just wasn't resonating with the clients.
The crowd wasn't very dance. They were older and domestic violence victims and stuff like that, and so
So I just got it.
So glad you wrote that first, not me. With my child.
Sorry, I do that every time. I have to turn the heater off because apparently you can hear the humming in the recording.
All right.
So, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Giuliano, who does my podcast. He's going to have to cut that out. Sorry, continue.
And we were basically supposed to teach dance, and long story short is that we were trying to waste a bit of time, so we both jumped on the mic and introduced ourselves, and we both just sort of started
sharing our stories.
Just talking a little bit about where we've come from, and we kind of went home that day. We drove there together. It was like a 3-hour drive, and on the way home I was like, "You were so great on the mic."
I was like, "I didn't know that about you."
I didn't know that you went through that, and I didn't know that you went through that, and I was like, you should tell that story more. She's like, "You should tell your story more." So we
hired ourselves.
We kind of just talked about it the whole way home, and we both were at a point in our lives where we really I think both were very passionate about wanting to help make a change and help the younger generation.
There was no platform for us to do that.
Yes.
We had so many community development projects going with other companies and other dance groups and that, but there's no real platform for us to share and then put our art to it as well. And so we created it.
And
ourselves.
also I think like we were working for several different companies, which were amazing in their own right, but it was all men and women. And I know that I definitely felt really overshadowed by the men and the guys in it. And it didn't matter what we had to say. The second that the guys came out and did a backflip, it just completely stood on. So we were like, there's no real space for women. So we just really wanted to create a space that was safe for girls and young women. And the idea kind of just started from there, and it just grew and grew and grew
from there.
And then it's been a few years since that day, but it's been slowly over time we've developed it. And we were both, I think, just at the same point in our lives. We've both been, as I said, professionals for a long time. Both of us don't really resonate with that much anymore. Megan's obviously a mum, and we just wanted to help people. So we just, it started from that, really, just from hearing each other's stories. And we've been friends for so long, and we didn't know this stuff about each other because it's intimate stuff. And we do talk about very, very sensitive stuff in Big Sisterhood. So we felt that it was important to share it, basically. So
Amazing. And so why do you think that it's not really okay for women to have these deep conversations about their past and really share who they are? Because you guys had known each other for such a long time, yet you'd never really gone down to that deep level and shared the really pivotal things that make you who you are. What do you think that's about?
I think it's about, I was, raised with a lot of childhood trauma, and my whole life I was told, shut up, put up. And I think that's what society, but, especially women get told, shut up, put up, shut up, put up. It happened to you because you're pretty, it happened to you because of this, it happened to you because of that. And we associate trauma with negative feelings, and it's gloom, and it's sad, and it's not the right time to talk about it now. We're all happy right now. So can you just hold that thought, and we'll come back to that. And I think the way we share it, when we're not a victim anymore, we're not talking about our trauma in a victim and poor me and this is my story. And we're not doing that. We're showing people that crap happens whether you like it or not. It does not discriminate. Trauma does not discriminate. Whether you're rich, pretty, whatever, it will get you. And it's how you deal with it and how you live side by side with it.
That's
and resilience. And in that, that's when you inspire the hell out of someone, and someone goes, holy shit, you lived through that, and you're standing in front of me, and you're doing this, and you've got kids, and you're raising young men, and then you're being the best Zumba teacher in Australia, and you're being this. What do you mean? You can't have that trauma and that. And it's like, because it works together, but you have to put it together. And I think that's what the society for so long was missing. Trauma equals sad, depression, boo-hoo.
And shame. I think that
both of us took a long time we've got very different traumas, and stories. But we both, I think, took a long time in our own lives to be open to talk about those things. I know for me, only since we started Big Sisterhood did I start talking about my personal issues. And now that I promote it everywhere, people go, I never knew that about you. And I'm like, yeah, well.
And we like to pin our stories up against each other. So for a long time, Lucy was like, well, my trauma is not as bad as yours. And I'm like, that's right.
Yeah.
To
minimizing.
And
we joke about that all the time, actually. We'll say, well, I haven't blah, 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 and I haven't blah, blah, blah. Well, unless you've blah, 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 you can't be that fucked up. And, so we always share our fucked upness. But we're trying to normalize we're trying to normalize things that you go through, whether it's, I don't want to say big or small, but whether it's something as big as abuse or, something like that, or whether it's just navigating being a teenage girl or a woman and just your body changing and just confident, there's such an array of things that we talk about, which is why we got all the different speakers, that we just wanted it to be normalized. We're just so afraid to talk about things that we struggle through. And I think it's a really good time for people that, as Meg said, that may not seem like they've got any issues to come out and go, yep. You know, it's like when a celebrity comes out and goes, I've had depression for 20 years, and everyone goes, what? Like, but you're a comedian, you know, so I think it's good to normalize it. And that's, basically what we want to do.
And it doesn't make you who you are. It's a part of you. I see it as a gift. And if you use it to embrace and empower you and others, then I think everyone is dealt with the cards that they've dealt with, and you need to let them fly almost. Embrace
amazing. And such a I think it's such a needed thing, because a lot of schools and the education system is really, from my experience and what I know, it hasn't really caught up with the world. It's still stuck back in the Industrial Revolution, creating little factory workers. And so, like, things like sex education and things like that, I just think it's so far behind where it needs to be, because kids...
So dangerous.
Pardon?
It's so dangerous having it that way.
Yep.
As well, like, I went to an all-girls Catholic school, and we didn't even have sex education.
At all.
We did. They gave us condoms and tampons and went, off you go.
We did not. We didn't even get that, because it's like, you don't have sex. And
you definitely don't have a vagina. Like,
do not have your period. Like, so we didn't even get
a school full of girls and no one's got the
we really didn't talk about any of that stuff. And
taboo.
And we find that's our niche at schools, is that schools can be doing great things, and a lot of them have really great teachers batting for the kids now to trying to make a change, but they don't have in their curriculum, and this is where we are doing work at the moment with schools that do have it in their curriculum, that are starting to bring in, let's do a block of XYZ or a period a week on well-being and things like that. They're the schools that are listening, because you can't, those life skills that you need and the emotional tools that you need, you don't learn at school. You're too busy learning algebra, and then you never use that again. And you're like, but what? We did a bit of a market research a couple of years ago now with a few teenage girls. Before I don't even think we had the name.
No,
I don't even think we had our name or anything. We were just sort of reached out to a few girls we teach, and we asked them a series of questions. And one of the questions was, what aren't you guys learning at school that you wish you were? And the answers were so fascinating, because they want to learn more. They want to learn about life, and they want to hear real stuff. And as Megan said, their teachers can't say shit about their personal lives. Their teachers can't turn around. They have to maintain that respect. That they can't turn around and go, oh, yeah, I had my period the other week. We roll into schools and we're like, blah, 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 and say the most inappropriate stuff. Like, they almost have to, like shush us sometimes. Yeah, but that's what we like. We're, like, in there stirring up for teachers. But, the schools are way behind, and that's why we started it. There was nothing out there that was doing this for girls. And in saying that, I'd like to make a point that it's needed for boys too. Yeah. So
we're just not boys.
Yeah, we are in no way saying girls need this only. We just wouldn't even dare try to relate to what boys are going through. But
that's our entrepreneurship. That's when we'll hire someone else to do that.
Yeah, I love it. So tell us what it is you actually do. So what are the programs that you run, and like how could a school engage with you to come and work with them?
So we are very tailored to whatever the client wants, because everyone needs a certain outcome. Everyone has a different problem in the school, outside school, in their community. So we can't really, we're not a sweatshop. We can't just
cookie cutter,
cook it up and throw it out and go, that's that much and that's all we're going to do. So we do like to tailor it to work, because we promise that we can make an effect in a room if we're in there, but we have to be, it has to be in alignment with us as well. We can't just go, we'll do it just for the sake of doing it. It's business and it's money. We have to be in alignment with the purpose. But so we have, for example, we've got like a huge 2-hour show where all of us guests get up, we do our art form and we do our story. And then we've got workshops where one of us will come in, do our talk, and then we associate our art form, whether it's singing, dancing, songwriting, football, whatever it is, art form, and we put that into the workshop and then put our story through that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I did I did one for a leadership program for teen girls, and I talked about apologising for saying yes or no in any part of your life. So apologising to saying yes to having sex with a boy that you weren't in a relationship, or apologising because you said no to a boy having sex not in a relationship. Like, why do we have to apologise for our answer? Why can't we just say yes or no? No, no, sorry, or yeah, sorry. Like, you apologise of the shape of your body, apologising for you're too pretty or you're not good looking enough, or we're just apologising all the time.
Yeah.
I just said
we are.
And we just can't win. So stop apologising and just get on with life. And I put that into my talk and how I had, spent my whole life apologising until I got to having kids. And I went, I just can't apologise anymore. This is exhausting.
And then trying to stay alive.
Yeah. I put in my booty shaking workout workshop and got them all to shake their booty and not apologise for it, and not apologise because you have a skinny butt and you have no butt, and don't apologise because you have a big butt. Just fucking shake it. And then through that, they got to see how much they actually apologise for. So there's stuff like that, and then
we basically have several speakers, and I mean, if you read it on our website, we have certain themes that we cover, mental health, body image, culture, LGBT, things like that. That's because the, core group of speakers that we've recruited, their life stories. But in saying that, every gig we do, we end up talking about something different. Under body image is like 57,000 different ways that you can, is it a healthy thing? Is it a blah, blah, blah? Is it, a gender identity thing? Is it,
sexual thing?
Yeah. Or is it just a confidence thing? So we have kind of just a set of speakers, and schools can go, can we get that person and that person? Or they'll go, hey, we're having this problem in the school where this is happening between the girls and the boys, or blah, blah, blah. Can you come in and talk to that? And we will tailor what we talk about for the schools. What
their outcome is.
Yeah, and as Meg said, we always pair it with some sort of activity, art form. At the end of the day, we're dancers, and that is one thing we've been doing for a really long time, and that is getting kids up. The amount of times, like, we've walked into schools and the teachers will go, don't be offended if that year level or that group won't do it. They just don't like dance. They never do anything. And we're like, please,
whatever.
Just go and sit down. Because that is one thing that we are confident with, and that is our ability to get people up. And that's not just teenage girls. We both teach grown women. I teach in aged care still. We teach little kids. We teach all walks of life, and that's one thing that we know is that dance and music and getting people up and engaged helps build confidence. So we always pair whatever we're talking about with, we always get them up. So we'll talk for a bit and then we always get them up to do something. So we tried to sort of like put that different spin on it. There are a lot of really great organizations around there. One thing we found, like speaking to schools and stuff, they're like, oh, we had XYZ organization come in, really, really well-respected organizations that have been around for ages, really evidence-based and amazing at what they do, but they might not know how to connect with the kids as well and not have fun with them. So we sort of tried to put together a program that we're talking about really, really serious stuff, and then we're like, now twerk. They're kind of like, whoa, you were just talking about suicide 5 seconds ago. We're like, yeah, twerk. We're like, okay, so Bryony, one of our speakers, does LGBT stuff, a lot of, mental health, self-harm. And Bryony is so funny, like a comedian. I've never seen anyone talk about self-harm and then have them in stitches literally 10 seconds later. I don't know how they do it. But that's kind of, I guess, what we wanted to do was talk about real shit, but still keep them having fun, because they're teenagers at the end of the day. and you want them to be engaged.
And that's life.
Yeah. We still go and we go, oh, we're still fucked up, guys. Like, don't think that we're up here like we've sorted our lives. We make a point. We make a point of sort of saying, you know, we still have to work on stuff every day. We've all got triggers. All of us still have things we have to work on. So it's just about being real. That's one thing that we, I think, agreed on really early as business partners, is that we wanted to keep it real as possible, even if when we're stuffing up, it's still real.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I love it. And that's what young people resonate with, is authenticity and honesty. And I think that that's what they're crying out for. Lucy, I've got a question for you. I've seen that you've done a bit of work in the Indigenous and Aboriginal communities and going out there and doing dance workshops and stuff. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And have you been doing any of this Big Sisterhood stuff with the Indigenous?
Both Megan and myself have done that. That's actually the other company we met through. So Megan has actually been doing that a lot longer than I have.
Doing
yes, yeah.
Oh, really?
I
only know that because I'm friends with Lucy on Facebook, so I've seen her. But it looks so amazing.
About 11, 12 years ago.
Yeah. Look, that work is super, super rewarding. Basically, we were working for a company where we would go to remote communities all over Australia, and they were a dance-based company as well. And, we would just go to communities, teach them. And, again, you sort of whatever the health organisation wanted you to touch on, it might be no smoking, it might be go to school, it might be whatever message. And, we were using dance it was mostly dance, I'd say, 95% dance, that program. But you go in and just create a bit of hype in the community, celebrate their culture. But I think I can say for us both is that they teach us way more than we teach them. So we go there to teach them.
I was going to ask that. So what's like your biggest?
We come home from those freaking tours like, why are we even dancers? Why they own us on so many levels too, though. They own us in actual dance format, because we'll be like freestyling. We have these discos and stuff with them. And they just have so much natural rhythm. They don't get taught dance classes.
In their culture. It's in their blood.
It's in their blood. They do not get taught how to dance there. And they just shit all over us. I'm like, well, we're just going to go home now. We're like, so white. We're like, we're just going to do a high leg kick and a triple turn. Don't mind us. Like, get out.
And then it's like, so cute.
And their culture is, I know for me, I am first to admit that I didn't know much about our Indigenous culture before I toured there. And that's something that's been really obvious to us in doing that work. We only learnt about it since going there. So one thing we did want to really include in Big Sisterhood was culture. And Tash is an Indigenous, beautiful, very, very strong, powerful woman that speaks for us. She also plays at VFL for the Tigers, and she's just kick-ass chick. That was something that we really wanted to include in Big Sisterhood, because we had both done a lot of work in that world, and we also know that there was a real lack of awareness and education around it, and whether it was
the media has done a great job at painting a picture on Indigenous people and culture, and it's so the wrong. It's completely misinformed. The very first community I ever went to, I literally got out of the car and I stood on the ground and I just started crying because I felt like I was home, and I'm not even Indigenous, and I felt like I was home. And that's how powerful it is up there, and that's how welcoming and beautiful the culture and people are. There is a lot of sad stuff going on up there, but they're so resilient. They're
so resilient. Yeah, I remember I went around Australia when I was in grade 6, and my dad paid for us. We went into Arnhem Land.
Oh, my favourite place.
Yeah, that's where
I know. And we went and lived with an Aboriginal tribe for like 4 days. Wow. And he had to get a permit and everything to go and do it. And this was years ago, because I'm 40 now, so I would have been like 12. I'm 42, so it's 20 years ago. And like my mum and I went off with the females, and my dad and my brother went off with the males, and they did the male stuff and we did the female stuff. And then like it was just the most extraordinary experience. And as kids, like that, most of the kids couldn't speak English, and it didn't matter like at all. We communicated and had the most amazing time, and I'm so grateful that like I experienced that, because
every kid should see that.
Every kid do it. Like it was just amazing. Like there was no power, there's no toilets. We lived things. It was simple life, and it was we just lived off the land and ate food from what we collected, and it was amazing.
So much from their culture.
Truly, like every time I came back from a tour, I'd be like,
throw everything out. We don't need this shit.
Why am I on my phone? And because there's no reception, there's no social media, there's nothing. And then I'd be home for half an hour. I'd be straight back on to my old habits again. It's like,
I know.
But I mean, that's I think like we still get blown away when Tash does some of her talks. She gets booked out quite a bit to do share her story and her stuff about her upbringing and just about being a Indigenous woman and things like that. And I'll never get half the time we're at gigs with her on the sidelines, and we're like,
just loving it. It's like, yes, we're nailing this. Yeah,
because at the end of the day, we say it's our product, but like we put it all together and we structure it. But at the end of the day, we recruit people to become speakers, to share whatever it is that they want to share. So we never inhibit or tell them what to say. We might say to them,
we just tell Bryony not to swear at school.
Oh yeah. Bryony loves to swear. And
I bet you they love it though. The kids would love it.
Love it.
Parents not so much.
We did this our very first big main launch. We had all 4 speakers there.
And Bryony walks on with a swear jar.
Because he was like, I'm going to swear, and I don't know how to get around it. So let's be upfront about it. We all talked. They went last. And look, Bryony, if you ever get to see them, a total showstopper. Very funny. Singer, gets the crowd up, real hype, and just so funny. But they came out. She came out. And and all the teachers went, and all the kids were in stitches. And then, it was great. The teachers loved it, but the parents, we had one parent who wasn't too happy about it. But you know what? At the end of the day, we had to say to them,
it's not the first
we
time
had to say, we had to say to Bryony, look, we don't want to filter you too much, but maybe at an all-girls school, can you not, so
the F-bomb.
But they love that, and the kids. I think that's why the kids love
our artists
it
as well. We got it. If we're going to hire someone, we need to trust them with our product and our brand, and we 100% do that.
Yeah,
all our stuff.
We might say to them, "We need this. Is the client wants this for this, or this sort of stuff to be talked about? Can you focus on that? Again, we'll joke about Bryony. We'll go, well, which part of my fucked up life do you want to talk about? This. We joke about that we all have these resumes of, fucked upness.
You can have a resume for fucked upness instead. HR.
So we never want to filter them, but that also is the beauty of it, because we will be doing talks, and it still happens with each other. One of us will be doing a talk, and we will still now go, oh, wow, I didn't know that either about you, because sometimes a kid will say something or ask a question, or you just end up going in these different paths and bringing up things that you didn't even remember. So I think that's the fun thing about our business, is that we are just celebrating different types of people, and that will never look the same. No 2 jobs are ever going to look the same, because our speakers, including us, say different stuff every time. We're like, oh, damn, we should have filmed that because I can't remember what I said. So, but it makes it authentic for us. Sometimes hard for us to package and sell. Yeah. Because we're like, what do we talk about again? Yeah. But
I could help you with that. Yeah. So but we can take that offline. Yeah. Lucy have tried we've tried to connect so that I could help you position your business and sell it, because I truly believe in what you're doing. It's fucking amazing. It's so desperately needed out there. So what's the future look like for Big Sisterhood? Like, where do you want to be in, say, 5 years' time?
Out of isolation.
Yeah, that's a really fucking good answer.
Get me out of here.
Do you know what? Yeah, look, I'm similar to every other person in isolation at the moment. You know, unfortunately for us, we had about 2 years of building in the last 2 years, and then we got to the start of 2020 and absolutely killed it.
2020 was supposed to be such a phenomenal year. We landed the best
January,
contracts.
February, we landed the biggest contracts and
amazing, beautiful work with purpose in alignment.
And then the next week, the restrictions came in, and of course, all the schools shut down. So we got pretty deflated at first, I think, because we were like, well, shit, if schools are closed, we can't do anything. And our brains went, no, switch it off, don't do it. And we kind of left it alone, and just got through the first lockdown as best we could personally, and we didn't touch Big Sisterhood. And then over the last maybe month or two, we started having meetings again every week, and then we were like, no, you know what? Just because we can't go into schools, it doesn't mean we can't be present. So we were like, let's just be a bit more present on socials and get out there a little bit. So we had to sort of put all our big jobs on the back burner. But look, all the clients that we lost jobs with have all said, you haven't lost them. You've just, it'll postponed. So look, I guess for us, our big like vision is to be doing workshops, events, going into schools,
hubs. We want to do
running
our own hub.
Yeah, private, like right before we had to camp.
Oh, you've frozen. Hello? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we all good.
You froze.
We have
oh no. Hello?
You got you got us?
Yep, you're back. Sorry.
Let's disconnect from my Wi-Fi. Yeah, we have these events called Little Sisterhood hubs, which we wanted to start doing outside of schools, because even though we were doing a lot of great work in schools,
there's still so much red tape.
You can't say everything at schools. You know, you can't go in there and go, hands up if you've done drugs and had unprotected sex. We have, like, so we wanted to create a space that was just us, where no one was going to tell us what we can and couldn't say. We had we have and do have a big network of mums. We both teach for a company called Born a Boogie, where we teach mums, a lot of women, how to dance. So we've had this huge array of like women reaching out to us saying, can you come to our school? Can you come to our school? And if we couldn't get to their school because they didn't have the funding, then we're going, oh shit, then we're kind of hamstring. So we wanted to start these little events where girls come voluntarily. It's not something they have to do, and their parents sign them up to it, like a cool Girl Guides. So it's a space where we hang out. We hang out.
I don't know where North is, so I'm not going to be a Girl Guide.
We won't have any compasses. I don't even know what day it is. No. Like a night where they can come. We'll do some dance. We'll have chats. We'll eat food. The parents can come for the first half hour. We chat to them. Then the parents piss off. And we just have a night where we just chill. It's kind of like that.
Where they can just be as well. Like,
we kind of wanted to make it. Our vision of it was like the cool auntie. You know, when you go hang out with your cool auntie and you're like, everything you do at your cool auntie's house, you eat cooler food, you get to say things you can't around your parents, you know, and that's what we wanted to do. So basically we want to have those running regularly all over. We want to be touring, like going and not touring, but like traveling to different states, and We want to be getting into schools everywhere. We want to be doing events. We want to be running workshops, confidence dance workshops. We want to be just having several speakers, not just the 4 of us. We've just got recruited 2 new ones, so we've got 6 now. But we want to have 30 speakers or 40 speakers, and we just want to have everyone in whatever capacity. The beautiful thing about recruiting new artists, and I'll say artists instead of speakers, because when they come on board, we don't go, okay, this is what you need to learn. This is your induction. Now go. We go, tell us about you. And we've recruited people we've known or blah, blah. And we go, we know you can do this.
Yeah.
Do all of that in that. And then that's the beautiful thing about it,
and then work on their outcome as out. What dreams and purpose do they have? And then support them in almost franchising themselves from Big
because
Sisterhood
they have heaps of really cool ideas too.
Yeah.
Which is why
we don't want to do them, but go ahead, you do it.
Yeah. We teach now, but like we're both getting pretty tired. Like, I still teach quite a lot, but we don't want to be doing that forever. So we've got so many people that are a bit younger than us that are great at that stuff that we want to be teaching. And like sometimes when we do sessions with older teenage girls, they're starting to get to that level where they are becoming leaders, and we want to be able to teach them to go, all right, now you guys look after the 12 and 13-year-olds, and do you want to take them for a mini dance class, and we'll teach them how to be leaders and pass it on till eventually it's just a sisterhood of women supporting each other and listening to people's stories and being inspired and being creative and having fun, and basically a place where you can go for resources. And we just want it to go in so many different ways, and that's our problem sometimes. I think we're like, oh my God. Okay, like
forget about the niche, let's go there.
Yeah. The amount of times this one writes to me going, I've got an idea, and I'm like, here we fucking go. That's the issue with being creative.
Yes.
And
our scrapbook is very
we're
large.
trained to kind of make things be like fun and a performance, and we're like, oh, then we could so it's our best quality and our worst, I'd say, because
one of us has to go, okay, great idea, wheel it back,
reel it in. So who knows? Like, I think we've got a vision, but look, we're not stuck on how it needs to look. We
want it to happen organically,
and it has already so far.
And we always have amazing other people come in and go, you should do this, or what if you could try this? And then we go, that speaks more to us than, sometimes we go down the very traditional way of business because that's the only way until someone else comes in and bumps you over to the next lane, and then you go, oh no, this lane's much better and faster.
We've had so many people. I think what we're doing just resonates with people, to be honest. We post about it a bit on socials. We've just had so many people write to us, and say, I want to be involved, and this is so important. I've got a daughter, or I wish I had this when I was a teenager, and
I'm the CEO of this. And I can help you get this. And we're like,
what? Yeah, we both teach.
I've known you for 10 years.
We both teach, as I was saying before, a lot of women, and we don't ask women when they walk in the door what their job is. It's one thing. It doesn't matter who you are outside of this. Right here, you're whatever, shaking it. We don't even see them in their regular court. We see them just so when they years down the track go, hey, write to us on Facebook. Hey, I'm the CEO at some huge. I could probably and we're like, these people are just in our classrooms, but the beauty of us teaching them for 10 years, and they get to know us, and I think they learn about our authenticity, and we are very unapologetically ourselves. We're not afraid to say when we stuff up, and we say the wrong thing all the time, but I think that's why people warm to us. So people in the business world have been really great with kind of steering us. Even when we've reached out to people, they go, that's not really what we do, but this is so great, and you should do this, this, and this. So we're still learning as we go.
I think we've only had one client Google us. Let's just say that. The rest has been through
word of mouth.
Someone falling in love with what we do or who we are, and it's organically happening.
We're still learning all the time, though. I mean, at the end of the day, we're a couple of dancers that just wanted to do this on a bigger scale. So half the time when we're in, business meetings where we're discussing big contracts, we're like, like, honestly,
I can do that.
Truly, we are, because I think,
my glittered pen and all
yeah,
that.
Yeah. My metallic textures out. No.
I love it.
Well, that's what our business has been like from the start, and sometimes people, sometimes clients even say that to us. They go, "You guys are so like." You just didn't come in here trying to like win us over, did you? And we're like, well, like they're like, you didn't try and sell us on this like strategy or this, hard sell. But if someone says to us, tell us about your program, we'll go like we're doing right now. So yeah, people have kind of warmed to that. And look, we're always trying to learn more, and we can always absolutely, keep getting tips. Like the other night I had a bloody Zoom meeting with our mutual friend Alicia and walked us through all of the LinkedIn stuff, and we're going, that's how you. So
there you go.
Yeah. So we're always learning. As we go. We are definitely on the job learners.
Yeah.
On the job learners. I love it. Absolutely amazing. I've loved hearing your story, and I'm sure that this will be resonating with so many mums and school teachers and educators out there. So if people want to learn more about you guys, where can they find you?
They can check out our website at bigsisterhood.com.au. We're on Facebook and Insta as well, just as Big Sisterhood.
And LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, you can also just look either of us up as well and get in touch with us. But yeah, we're always open for
conversation.
Yeah, that's it.
Connecting.
That's such
we
a
just
good
want to connect with women and men as well. But yeah, we just want to connect.
Yeah, sometimes people will like write to us and be like, I don't know if this is what you do, but we're like, yes.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah,
I even get emails where they're like, I don't know why I'm writing to you. I just need to write to you because I saw your website and got really fucking excited.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure why I'm writing to you.
Yeah.
I'm like, thanks for writing.
So we can do whatever. Basically, we feel like we can provide whatever is needed. We've got so many amazing women and inspiring people, not just in our personal networks, but in our extended networks, that there is not one thing or topic that someone could ask for that we couldn't provide a speaker or an inspirational person to go in and talk to something. Like we've even been doing corporates lately. Bryony's been doing talks in corporates, around gender and workplace kind of harassment and bias and things like that. And that was never, we tailored the program to be teenagers. So we're always up for doing new things but yeah, get in touch.
I love it. We will share all of your handles in the episode when we publish it. But thank you so much for giving up your time and sharing your story with our community. It's been an absolute pleasure. Love what you guys are doing. And yeah, check out Big Sisterhood. These chicks are fucking cool.
That should be our slogan.
You're cool too.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Love it.
Very, very
all right, ladies. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. And we might have to get you on in 6 months' time and hear what's happening, fast forward, because I feel like I'm going to
in the home office.
We may be like this, but
we will not be in isolation. Yeah,
I might have a baby by then. Who knows?
Cool, you could. Yeah, God, what else is there to do? Honestly.
Thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate it. And
thank you.
It's so awesome what you're doing with all the rest of your speakers. We checked out a few of your other episodes, so well done. And thanks for having us.
And everyone,
no
please
problem.
To everyone and yourselves.
Yeah.
And it will be over soon.
Self-love.
It will be. Please, God, let it be over. Thank you